Do I go?
Yes.
Cool.
And action.
I'm Garey Godson, and I'm excited to be on the Base show. Pick a spot. This is my spot today, and yeah, I'm looking forward to having the conversation with you guys.
Everything fresh?
Everything blessed, everything clean, everything juicy too.
Perfect.
Yeah,
So why are we here? What made you pick this spot?
I picked this spot because this is my creative energy and this is my creative space. It's an environment where there are other artists, so it's a great way for me to draw inspiration from them as well.
And after listening to your album, The Lift Up from 2018, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Was this the best decision you ever made to leave your comfort zone, your home, and come here?
Yeah, I would say it's absolutely one of the best decisions I've made in the sense that I grew up with my family. I grew up having just loved ones and friends with me back home in Nigeria. And then taking a bold step to leave home makes you discover yourself. You face new challenges as a person, you kind of find new ways to grow. And this exposure, in a way, is just been great in forming me as an adult and as a person, too.
Amazing.
hmm
Tell us about how it was to grow up in Nigeria and then the transition to Germany. Was it hard to transition to a new country?
Nigeria is a very beautiful place, and it's a place where people are very determined. People have aspirations for themselves. I grew up having to, find myself as a result of just the environment, the music, the food, the people that I come in contact with, and the energy. So I absolutely had a very exciting childhood. I had challenges as well to experience, just like everyone else. But I think my early formulating years was really interesting due to the exposure I had culturally. Moving to Germany has certainly been like different, cultural exposure. You get to learn a completely different culture in Germany. You get to see how people interact. You get to see how people live their lives and stuff. And when you compare some things with your exposure back home, you're like, okay, there's a lot of gaps, but there's also a couple of similarities as well. It's been challenging, but it's also absolutely had its beautiful sides too, I must say.
Would you say that people in Nigeria are different from people in Germany?
Oh yes, absolutely. Nigerians are more laid back. Nigerians are less rigid when it comes to certain things. I feel that in Germany, people are very structured. And like dates are planned, people have times they want to execute certain things. People are very dependent and very concerned about processes. But Nigerians, we're a bit more freestyle in nature. We're a bit more, spontaneous, you could say. Like in Nigeria, I could go visit a friend without telling them I was coming. Just go to their house and knock the door and be like, hey, I'm here. But in Germany, you have to make an appointment, you have to call first. So that's one difference. Yeah.
It would be weird to just show up at a German's house and be like, hi.
I have tried it a couple of times, didn't go very well. And you couldn't also just pick up your phone to call your friends. At least some people do it. I do it now, but like back in the days, moving to Germany, I was a bit more careful with how spontaneously I called people. But back home in Nigeria, you don't need to make an appointment to call your friend. Just pick up your phone and do it. Yeah.
Are you a gangster?
A gangster? Whoa, no, hell no. I wouldn't
What's
consider.
your experience in prison?
Sorry?
Your experience in prison.
My experience in prison, I have zero experience in prison.
And what about anything you performed in prison?
Oh, wow. I see you really did your research, isn't it? My experience was very insightful. We had to go sometime in 2019, I believe, towards the end of 2019 with HKMK. We had a performance at a youth prison. So the guys there were very young, let's say within the age of 13 to 20, I believe. And we had to put our phones out before we came in the building. And it was a workshop the students had a week before, 2 weeks before we came. So they had to make their album in the prison, and they had to work on music and other things related to entertainment. And the final day of it was when Hannes and I were present to deliver a performance, to talk with the inmates and stuff. It was very insightful in the sense that there were no phones. So the performance was very different. People could really feel the connection with us, the whole time we performed 40 to 50 minutes. And the whole experience in terms of interaction, not having any mobile device, not having any electronic device to steal your attention was something beautiful. It also helped me to appreciate my freedom as a person and helped me to reflect on how people in the prison system are people like us as well. They have insecurities, they have pains, they're happy sometimes, they cry, just like us. So it was absolutely insightful, I must say.
I think especially the no phone stuck with me because it's really annoying sometimes at concerts when
Mm-hmm.
people don't actually listen to the artist. They
Yeah,
just have their phone and that's it.
yeah. HKMK and I, we actually believe this has been one of our best performances so far, just because the level of connection with the inmates was something totally different. You could tell that they were really listening to the music very much, and in terms of the synergy we had with the crowd and the audience, it was something different, I must say.
Yeah, amazing. You performed the song called The Resistance.
Hmm.
Was there any specific reason for that you picked that song or?
Um, I thought it was appropriate for the settings because it was one of my more political records. At the time I recorded it, I basically just wanted to allow everything in me to come out to, expose all of the feelings I had on certain political issues, on certain social issues as well. So I felt it was the right place to play a record like this. In other concerts, I could be having a bit more reservations towards playing this record, but for such a setting, I thought it was fitted.
And referring to your last album, it's
Yeah.
called Still I Rise.
Hmm.
Are you still rising? And what can we expect from you musically in the future?
Yeah, Still Arise was an album inspired by Maya Angelou, and she really painted the pictures of what she felt or what she experienced as a black person in the U.S. during the civil rights movement. And I could relate to so many things in the sense that she talked about pain, she talked about, being able to rise above whatever negative feelings you experience as a person. And those were things I was facing at the time. So I kind of just poured my heart into the music. And I felt like Still Arise was the proper way for me to encapsulate this. So I still am absolutely rising. I have my demons and I have my bad times as well. But I'm very keen on growth. I'm very keen on discovering myself. And I'm very keen on rising above, whatever adversities might come in life. So absolutely, I'm still rising.
Amazing. And is there anything we can expect in the near future from you?
I'm currently recording my EP called Lucid Thoughts. It's a 5-6 track project. I'm still not so decided on when it's gonna come out, but most likely this year. I'm really excited about it, and yeah, I can't wait for the world to get to hear the music.
Amazing. Same. So I think that was it. Thank you so much, Gary. Is there anything else you want to put out to the world? Any shout outs? Any greetings?
I absolutely want to give a big shout out to Bass Bass. It's been a wonderful experience working with you guys so far. And I want to say big thanks to everyone who's been listening to my music, supporting me through the journey. I have lots of things in the pipeline and I can't wait for you to see them.
Great.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
thank you for having me.
Of course.
Nice. Should we do it again?